El Desperado has done it. He has won the Best of Super Juniors 31 tournament, and now, hopefully, please, for the love of all that is decent and all of the huge manatees out there, can he please bring an end to the House of Torture era? Other things occurred as well. Let's get to it. I'm John Renton with my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dominion in Osaka-jo Hall 2024 event. Let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. I actually enjoyed quite a bit of this show. A few things just kind of blended together, but yeah, this was pretty decent with some good moments and even a couple matches I really liked. And one where all they'll remember is the finish and But I do want to also say, no, I'm not going to be reviewing New Japan on the regular because I don't have time. It's going to be a busy summer, a cruel summer, full of big paychecks and dough. It's a cruel summer, and I'm going to be working mostly on my own. So maybe I'll review the G1 Climax 34 tournament. I don't know, honestly. Just a little sidebar. Last year's, reviews of the G1 tournament did not net nearly the amount of views that I expected, and also have been kind of burned out on New Japan. That being said, I enjoyed some of this, so let's just get to it now. Why not? So, card rundown, Walker Stewart and Chris Charlton on commentary. The venue looks great. Crowd was loud for most of the goddamn show. Tetsuya Naito against Callum Newman. Newman! Okay, so Callum jump-started this. I'd seen him at a couple shows. I know that he did join United Empire. Apparently he's 21 years old. He has really good speed. If he can basically stay as healthy as possible, barring like serious injury, he's got speed and he's got something. Like, he took it to Naito. Of course, Naito was going to win. He did. It wasn't a bad match. Callum at least had a good showing here. And Destino 1, 2, 3. I did like how Callum basically gave everything just before that, and he's trying to elbow him, and that just didn't work. But fine opener. Zack Sabre Jr. and Fujita, who is dressed like Shima for no goddamn reason now after coming back from excursion. I can't remember where he went on excursion. Was it Noah? I'm genuinely trying to remember. I'm trying to keep up on some of this stuff, but I believe he went on excursion. Either he was wrestling in Noah or maybe he went overseas. So, nevertheless, you have ZSJ Fujita and Robbie Eagles against Clark Connors, Drilla Mulroney, and LJ Cleary, who, just based on looks alone, kind of looks like the enhancement talent you would see at various indie shows or on Ring of Honor shows in the mid to later 2000s. And I'm just talking on look. Guy isn't that bad, never seen him before. Apparently he worked in Pro Wrestling Noah, or still does. New Japan, I think, is finally realizing, oh crap, we lost so many people. We need to work together with some, because a rising tide lifts all boats. Probably not a good thing for me to say about Japan, given the fact that it's an island and the flooding could be an issue, but nevertheless, oh boy, more Bullet Club. That being said, I don't know why they insist on Bullet Club still happening. We are 11 years into this experiment that should have probably ended after 6 or 7, if we're being honest. But, Fujita had some good hops here. It wasn't bad. This Mulroney guy is alright, I guess. I don't know why him and Clark are the IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions, but I guess you need to put belts on somebody. I do know that Alex Coughlin did retire in the last number of months. I wish him nothing but the best. The crowd was into this. There was a stomp into an elbow drop by Drilla. That was unique. I don't know if that was intentional, but it looked cool. And they love ZSJ here, and Zack Driver got the victory. LJ Cleary cleared the pinfall right there, so there we are. So, Great-O-Khan against Yuya Uemura. I'm trying not to say that like Alex Kozlov. If you know, you know. Storm catch rules for the KOPW Championship. Yuya has it. It's kind of like Ring of Honor Pure rules, but if you use your third rope break, you lose automatically. Weird. So, this was fine. It was well wrestled. I think the KOPW title has been a big misfire, though. I get why they did it initially, but yeah, now they're trying to treat it like a serious championship. I don't think the match is bad, but I just don't think that adding more titles is necessarily a good thing. Tony Khan. Speaking of cons, Great-O-Khan won this, so alright. Not bad. I've seen worse. Hiroshi Tanahashi Toru Yano and Boltin Oleg, who apparently has been eating nothing but red meat and other young lions, because he is a massive, large individual, as the kids say. Yota Tsuji, Bushi, and Hiromu were their opponents. And, yeah, never openweight six-man championship. Boltin is massive, very massive. This is fine. Yano does his usual comedy with the turnbuckle pad. They have something with Boltin, is what I noted. Tana can't move anymore. He went more with an 80s style mullet type hair, like he's doing a sword and sorcery thing. The missed high fly flow and a spear by Yota Tsuji pins Tanahashi. He pinned the president. The president is down. President Tanahashi is down, as Rene Goulet would once say. And there you are. New never open weight six-man champions. Okay. I guess. So I guess Boltin wants a shot at Yota, or he just wanted to congratulate him, or he was confused because he got rocked. And he's like, holy shit, Tanahashi, took everybody's thunder. Let me try to get something back. No, I kid. Okay, I don't think Tana's going to wrestle past this year's G1. I have said that for the past few years, but he really, really shouldn't be doing this anymore. Just don't. Just stop. I'm not trying to put people out to pasture, but you can't do this anymore. Tomohiro Ishii and Jeff Cobb had a big meat match for the TV championship where they beat each other up. Boop, 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 boop. Meat. Ngang, 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 ngang. There was a bad corner collision where I was like, is Ishii? Okay, I'm sorry. He got Tomohiro sandwiched there. I'm really trying here, trying to be serious. Suplex to a pop, big superplex by Cobb to a pop. There were strikes and, pinfalls, but just for 2. Tornado F5 for 2, and then Ishii, kept coming up ever so close, and then got caught in the Tour of the Islands after a Rana. Ishii had a Rana. Yeah, Tour of the Islands 1, 2, 3. There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. G134 A and B Blocka. That is for one particular friend of mine. They know who they are. 10 men each. So they're out of A, B, C, and she wants the D Blocka. The last two will be decided in a play-in tournament over the road to whatever tour it is. Road to Sapporo. I actually don't know what the tour is. And then they talk about, I guess, the final 3 are doing some kind of playoff play-in thing when it's the tournament's all done. And I'm probably going to have to go back and watch the video because I tried watching this and said, I am not trying to keep track of all this stuff. And look, they're streamlining it, but also making it a little bit complicated, and I don't really understand. I get they want to add more feuds, but experimenting is never the worst thing. The problem is Bushiroad probably should not be experimenting with New Japan much more like they have been because they need more attention, the good kind of attention. So, more shows across the rest of the year in venues, and if I could read Japanese or if I understood any of it, I would tell you. So, Hikuleo and ELP against Hasty Nichols, as I'm calling them now, Hasty Nipples, Kenta and Chase, who apparently were the IWGP World Tag Team Champions coming into this. Chase Owens was a champion in 2024. Bushiroad will never cease to confuse and annoy me. Also, Bishamon, Yoshihashi, and Goto were the other team at the 4-way elimination tag for the New Japan Strong and IWGP Tag Team Championships. I believe Hikuleo and ELP were the champs of New Japan Strong. And there we go. It was a mess because I don't really understand why they need to do these 4-ways. It wasn't the worst. It came down to Hasty Nipples getting the victory. I've seen worse, don't get me wrong, was what it was. So, yeah, there we are. So, Hasty Nipples are now the 2 tag team champions. Okay. So, Henare coming back after that scary injury that he suffered in the dog cage, war dog cage match. That fiasco that was not good to me at all. Not good. He took on Shingo in a never openweight championship match. I want to say right now, Henare is legit tough. I mean, the fact that he came back from the injury that he had, as scary as it was, and I recommend you guys go back and check out the match, check out the injury he had, check out the recovery process that he went through. He was bound and determined to come back, and I've been a big fan of Henare since I picked back up watching New Japan Live it was around Wrestle Kingdom 12. that I started to notice. He was really, after coming back from an ACL injury, no, Achilles injury. I apologize. So many injuries going on. So many A's happening here. Fonzie's not here. Henry Winkler's still alive, though. That's good. So, let's get back to something that has nothing to do with Henry Winkler, Henare, and Shingo. My point is, I love Henare. I'm glad he's getting a shot. And they were echoing chops and strikes and boop, 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 boop. And Henare showed off here. Shingo is very well-traveled, and did some very good stuff here. Sure, they've had better matches in the past. It ended up being a double count-out because it was like a double knockout thing. They couldn't get back to their feet by the count of 10. The crowd wasn't, I don't think, they were applying respectfully for the athleticism, but were not necessarily the most thrilled. It was what it was. And Henare is pissed off. So he's going to get another shot at some point, no doubt. Getting the Never Openweight Championship. Put him in the G1. For the love of God. Put him in the G1. Have him go on a run. He doesn't need to win the thing. I'm not saying that Henare ever needs to be the world champion, but he's battled back through so goddamn much. Yes, plenty of other talents have. He went through all the bullshit not being able to leave because of the pandemic. Even worked hard, training hard, continuing to get better. Give him a chance. Just give him a chance. The Never Openweight title actually does, celebrate work rate and toughness. Shingo's shown that. Ishii's shown that. And various others have shown that. Some recent champions haven't. But Henare, give it a chance. So, yeah, it was what it was. So, Evil and House of Torture now are spray painting people because they are the worst version of the NWO. Hooray! Bushiroad deserves to lose more talent because of this. I'm sorry, but if you're going to... This House of Torture stuff has not worked. Who's ever booking it? If it's Gato booking it, he needs help. If it's Bushiroad insisting on it, they're all idiots. So, they spray painted the owner of New Japan, apparently. I guess. It was really hard to tell. Whatever. Jon Moxley makes his entrance with a few guys, a few veterans. And it's Moxley and Evil in IWGP Lumberjack Deathmatch. Badass. Match for the title. Yeah, cool. Okay, you know what it was? It wasn't good. Not that I expected it to be great. It wasn't the worst thing that I've seen, but it wasn't fantastic. There were, of course, the usual weapon bumps, as you would expect. The interference from House of Torture, which is the worst stable that New Japan has created in many years. I'm not saying it's the worst they've ever created, because we'd have to go back to the history of New Japan, and that would take a long time, longer than I want to spend on this video or any video. A barbed wire bat, and other stuff. A bump onto that Death Rider 1, 2, 3. Poor Tenzan, poor Nagata, poor Tiger Mask, poor Togi Makabe, who just looked like he was happy to be there. Yeah, all this stuff with House of Torture is just bad. This was not nearly as egregious as some of the other matches, but good God, this went twice as long as it needed to. Moxley then says, whoever wants to step up to me, come on. Tetsuya Naito's going to face him at Forbidden Door. I would imagine this is where Naito will win the title back, only because Mox beat him. He's getting a run similar to what Naito had in 2016 before losing it back to Okada, before Okada had a near 2-year reign that he had, all the way from June 2016 to June 2018. And still one of my favorite matches of that decade, the 2 out of 3 falls, no time limit, IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match, Okada and Omega. And hopefully Omega comes back and recovers just to have his health and have his life, in order. If he's able to wrestle again, okay, cool. So, that being said, it's Moxley versus Naito at Forbidden Door. Despy versus Ishimori BOSJ 31 Finals. Show is apparently the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, showing how little I have cared to pay attention to some stuff in New Japan. Seriously, why? Why would you do this? Why would you double down, double, triple, quadruple down on House of Torture when it hasn't worked? And it's not, I want to see them get beat up. I don't want to see these guys anymore. It's not good. They're giving us a lot of time is what I know. I did watch this on demand because I worked, and also I just got around to it because I was working. So Ishimori focused on the shoulder after doing the post spot, set up for the bone lock, the label lock, and Despy targeted the knee. There was an exposed turnbuckle pad, or exposed turnbuckle that came back into play later. Some good near falls. Poison Rana. Don't get why they keep doing the Poison Rana. It's stupid. I don't care how safe you are. A low blow because the referee was distracted because, damn it, Red Shoes, stop being distracted by your own red shoes. And we get strikes and chops. We get a pinche loco for 2. What the hell's going on? We get a... I thought he was going to try to go for the Bloody Cross, but nope, it just became a face buster. And ouch, it looked like Despy really hit himself hard. But then, after hitting the exposed turnbuckle, Ishimori gets hit with a stuffed pile driver, and then gets hit with another pinche loco. 1, 2, 3, big pop. Despy wins, celebrates, flag, all that stuff, trophy, and oh no, here's show. They go back and forth to the point Chris Charlton could not keep up on all this, and yeah, Despy basically says, oh, you think that you can beat me one-on-one? Why don't we do a steel cage match? Because if there's one thing we know about steel cage matches, nobody ever interferes in steel cage matches. Why would you say that? Why would I say that? There's never been any evidence of that happening throughout the entire history of professional wrestling. At least in the last 20 or so years. That being said, well, actually last 30 years now, they think, but actually last 40. Because you had the Von Erichs, or you had Kerry Von Erich and Ric Flair, Christmas night of 1982, when Kerry still had both feet on the ground. Let's stop with the cruel jokes here, because Kerry is not able to defend himself because a modern-day warrior, Mean Strike Kerry, lost his foot because he wrecked his bike. Do-do-do-do-do. So, it's going to be Despy, hopefully, please, winning the title from show. Just please. Please, just do it. That being said, I'm not going to keep reviewing New Japan on the regular. I've dropped quite a bit of wrestling because I'm burned out. But I wanted to review this, and you know what? I'm happy I did. I'm happy I watched it, even if there were things that I had an issue with. Will I review the G1? I don't know, guys. I'm going to be really, really busy. If I do, it's going to be videos, Human Centipede together, just talking about things that I care about. So, we'll see. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retland. I'll see you soon.